Okay, so before sharing the screen, guys, are we clear with our today's topic? We are just going to stick towards goals. Okay, अभी वैसे भी 2025 is coming, right? So I hope everyone, including me, everyone is really excited to make new goals. No matter वैसे how much we coaches say कि resolutions don't work, people don't listen. Huh? We love to make goals. Acha, I'll tell you an interesting story. So I was in Rishikesh for last 6 months. I could have come roughly. The original plan was to come around 15th of January, but I managed to come somehow on 27th. Do you guys know why? Can you guys take a guess? Any wild guess? So despite saying that resolutions don't work, I also wanted to come in a safe space to make some new resolution. Yeah. So even we don't listen to ourselves sometimes. Wait, someone wants to join. Okay. So we are just going to talk about goals today, and we all are going to set our goals in terms of fitness. You can use this in your day-to-day life as well. I am just going to restrict myself in terms of nutrition. Okay, so let's share the screen. Can you guys see my screen? If anyone can confirm. Yes. Super. So our basic topic today is goal planning. Okay, now what is goal? Basically, goal is any result that we want, or let's say we want to make an achievement, right? But for that, we need to put in effort. So we were talking about what is a goal. Goal in a simple language is any result or achievement we want. Okay. So for that, we need to put an effort. But whenever we put that effort in a certain direction, we achieve a goal. But if it is this simple, right, what is the problem? See, problem number one, and that the major problem is that we tend to pick a lot of goals at once. It is a natural human tendency, right? For example, I'll tell you this live example of myself. When I enrolled under a coach almost 2 to 3 years back, or probably even more, right? What happened was, you guys can see this slide, right? What is goal? Yes. Super. Okay. So what happened was I enrolled under a coach, and what I told him was, see, I want to build nice six-pack abs. Okay, I was quite fat back then. I want to build six-pack abs. I want to also lift 100 kgs on the bench press. I should be able to improve my cricket-specific performance as well, because I used to play cricket back then. Now the coach, not blaming the coach, but then I think over the period of years, after failing a lot, I realized that we can't pick a lot of goals at once. This is not how our body responds. And I see whenever I have a first consultation call with you guys as well, you guys also experience this, because whenever we want to fix something, right, we want to fix everything in life. Okay, so problem number one is making more than one goal in one go. Okay, then the second problem also comes. Sometimes we are not even able to decide which goal to prioritize. My father always used to say, he still says, whatever you want to achieve in life, you first have to prioritize it. But again, how do we prioritize? Okay, for that, I generally take two metric of you guys. Okay, understand this point really thoroughly. First is your body assessment, right? I generally assess your body, okay, by taking pictures, by taking measurements. So those are really important, okay. And second is by giving you guys some nominal fitness test, okay. For example, it can be a test based on 1.6 kilometer run. It can be a flexibility test. So whenever I tell you guys to, let's say, do those tests, take this as of utmost importance, because if you guys don't do it, right, then you are not able to decide the goal, and I am also not able to decide the goal. Okay, we will see its repercussion in coming slides. I'll have to admit, guys, some and they're messaging me as well that I'm not letting. Sheila ji, you are exempted. Taral, you are a young guy here, not exempted. Why are you joining late? Sir, no worries. Just put yourself on mute. We have just started. Okay, but this 2025 really gives us a good opportunity, right? We all are going to make resolutions, and we are going to make resolution more than resolutions. I like to call it goals. We are going to make goals and also achieve them. Okay, what is the solution? We all are here for the solution, right? There is something called as SMART. SMART, SMART goal. SMART is an acronym. If any of you knows this SMART acronym, please feel free to unmute and share if any one of you knows. What is a SMART acronym? This is used everywhere if you have to set goals. That is specific, measurable, achievable. Wonderful, Pratyush. You've got it perfectly right. Let me on to the. So why specific goal is important? This is our major topic today. As he has already said, the goal always should have these 5 components. Okay, it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be attainable or achievable, it should be relevant, and it should be time bound. Now let's look at each of them. Whenever we are making a goal, and it has to be specific, right? So we have to ask certain questions to ourselves. Okay, what am I looking to accomplish? Okay, and let's say these are just a hypothetical questions. There can be more questions as well. But first and very important question is, what exactly do I want to accomplish? Okay, for example, if I say in fitness, right? If someone comes to me and says, I want to improve my fitness, but what in fitness? What do you want to improve? Do you want to improve your body composition? Do you want to run a marathon? Do you want to improve your cardiovascular performance? And the second and very important question is, after I have decided what do I want to accomplish, how will I accomplish? How will I actually achieve it? Like, what are those steps which I need to take in order to achieve it? For example, it's a very nice example. So I am going to exercise more. Let's say Abhinandan comes to me and takes a pledge. From now onward, I am going to exercise more. Okay, but our mind doesn't really register it properly. Okay, what if you say yourself, okay, I am going to burn more calories than I was burned from today on. Now, if you guys know, this is just an example. We can't predict how many calories are we burning. Okay, just a FYI for you guys. Whatever calorie burn you see on the treadmill or on the smartwatches, they are gravely wrong. So don't rely on those. This is just an example. Is the specific part clear to you guys? If you guys want to ask anything in specific, please tell me. Otherwise, we are going to move.
I have a question. If we
Miss
can't
Anur?
rely on the numbers which are on smartwatch,
Yeah.
what are we supposed to rely on?
If you have to be specific with the numbers, you can only rely on what you put inside your body. So again, we do calorie counting for what? To know how much we are putting inside. We can't predict how much we are taking outside. Okay, until and unless you
Isn't
don't
that
have access.
expenditure also?
Sorry?
The expenditure calories burned is also.
No, it is not. That's what I was
No?
trying to tell you. Because whatever you see
Okay.
on the watch, whatever you see on the treadmill is not wrong, it's gravely wrong. Okay? But the whole point of this specificity is, A, you have to decide what do you want to accomplish. B, you have to note down the step that you need to take in order to accomplish. Okay? Now, measurable. Your goal should be measurable, right? For example, let's say Pratyush ji or any one of you comes to me, let's say Pratyush ji comes to me and he says, I have a problem with diabetes, or probably I have a problem with cholesterol. Okay, he goes to the path lab and he gets his blood work done. Okay, and he figures out, yes, I have more than normal diabetes. But then my next question is going to be, how much is it, right? If he also doesn't know, he just knows, okay, it's high, but I don't know how much high, right? How vague that would be. So we as humans, I always say, we are attracted by numbers all. For example, let's say if you guys have kids, right? What do you guys do? For example, your kid, let's say Sheila ji has a kid, for example. They go for an exam, they come after an exam and they get a report card. Then you will ask, how much did you score, right? They can't just say, I scored well, right? We are attracted by numbers. So measurable, how much to eat, right? If someone wants to lose a weight, how much weight do you want to lose? Okay, if someone comes to me, for example, Deepak comes to me and says, I want to lose weight. But then if there is no number to it, how would you track it, right? So B, it should be measurable. First, it was specific. B, it should be measurable. Now, third and very important thing is attainable. Okay. Now, I want you guys to specifically focus on this. See, we all come with own challenges. Okay. For example, I am not married yet. Okay, I don't have kids yet. Okay, whereas let's say Sheila ji can have very different approach. She is not only handling herself, she is handling two kids, one family, and probably kids are also married, so their family as well. Okay, Deepak can have a very different goal. Probably he is married and probably he has a small kid. Okay, Abhinandan can have a very different goal, or probably someone who comes to me and is just in the college can have a very different goal, right? For example, the college guy can say, okay, in 3 months I want to achieve six-pack abs. But if someone comes to me with two small babies, would they be able to achieve six packs in 3 months? I'm not saying no, but then the probability of doing that is extremely low. Okay, let's see this example which I have written down. Let's say I have been working out for 15 years. Guys, please excuse me. Some people. Akshay ji, not exempted. You're joining the call late. Okay. If someone wants to, let's say, someone like me, for example, I can do, let's say, 100 kgs of squat. Okay. Or probably I can do 95 kgs of squat. And now I want to reach 100. Okay, I have a specific number. Okay, 5. I want to increase the 5 kg. Okay, I have measured it as well, and I've made it an attainable goal. So I'll fix. Okay, in the next 3 months, I want to reach to 100 kgs of squat. But what if, let's say, any one of you who is just beginning with their fitness journey, right? They've just started, and they come to me and they say, I want to do 100 kg of a squat in 3 months. Now I'll make it a more relevant example for you guys to understand. A lot of you guys come and you guys are mostly attracted by there is some function, right? Or probably you guys want to go and meet someone, let's say, or there is a party that you guys want to attend, or there is a wedding that you guys want to attend. Generally you guys come and say, okay, in the 3 months we want to lose 20 kg. Okay, now I don't say that's not possible. That's possible, understand. But then at extent of what? Whatever you achieve in this small amount of time, you are anyways not going to maintain it. Plus, what about that physical and mental load that your body will take? Okay. But very interesting thing is, if you read here, however, attainable goals, okay, goals should also push you. Otherwise, if they don't push you to become a stronger and a healthier version, you eventually will have no motivation at all. For example, I say ki, okay, I am doing, let's say, 99 kg of a squat. Okay, I say in the next 6 months I want to make it 99.5 kgs of a squat or 100 kgs of a squat. For me, that's just a very, very, very easy goal. There will be no motivation to pursue. So it's a dual-edged sword. Attainable is also a dual-edged sword. If you make it too tough, you're going to realize someday ki, oh, this is not happening, and then eventually you will quit on your fitness journey. Otherwise, if you make it too easy, there will be no motivation at all to achieve. Okay, so first was specific, second was measurable, third was attainable. Any questions with attainable? If anyone wants to pitch in, please ask, otherwise I'll okay. And next is your relevant. Okay, okay, let me give you an example. For example, when I went to my coach, I said that I want to develop 6-pack ab. Okay, now most of the males, they have this goal. Now nothing wrong with the goal, but do you understand that if you want to achieve 6-pack ab, what sacrifices you will have to make in life? Okay, for example, let's say Poonam is there. Poonam has a small baby. Okay, now she is a hard-working mother, right? She goes to the office, has very less time, and she has a husband who is also extremely busy, right? They have to cater to the kids as well. They're living in a foreign country as well. But what if Poonam comes to me and says ki, okay, in the next 3 months, I want to get down to 10% body fat, and she is currently at, let's say, 22% body fat. Okay, how is that goal relevant to her life? Okay, which again will create a lot of frustration for her. Now, we get so tempted by social media these days that we don't understand what is the relevance of fitness in our life. For example, I'll tell you guys a very vague example. Let's say my work is like this. I'm sitting on a desk, and offices generally don't have these gaming chairs, right? They have a very not a nice chair. Even if they have good chairs, they're not this good. Okay, let's say I'm still sitting most of the times, and my hands are like this. Okay, working like, okay, generally most of you guys will be slouching the back sometime, probably not keeping your chin tucked in always, right? Your chin will be like, right? Now, if a corporate employee comes to me and they say that they have been working, let's say they work in a day of 10 hours. They work in a 10-hour shift or an 8-hour shift, and they do it for six days. Let's say if they give me liberty, I'll make a program in such a way where we strengthen this part, where we strengthen this part, where we strengthen this part, okay, where we strengthen their spinal cord. But there is still no, let's say, appeasing 6-pack abs, right? We are still not working on those 6-pack abs because probably it may be very relevant for him or her at that very moment. Imagine someone has painful wrist, someone has painful back, and they come up with a goal of 6-pack. Okay, how irrelevant that sounds. Probably, let's say, if someone comes to me and then they are in their 60s, okay, now they have never worked out before, okay, and they come with a goal that we want to lose a lot of body weight quickly, okay, but at the back of their mind, they want to become an able person to play with their grandkid. Probably, what does a 60-year-old, 65-year-old want? Probably if they're lifting their grandkid, they're able to lift them properly, right? Sometimes they want to lift, they can't lift them. So if they give me liberty, I'll work on their neck, I'll work on their shoulder, I will work on their arm strength, we work on their core, but still we are not making them physically a lot of there's nothing wrong in becoming physically appeasing, guys. Just understand every person is extremely unique. What social media tries to sell you is one size fit approach for everyone. For example, if I take an example of Pratyush, and he loves to play cricket, right? He loves to play cricket, and he wants, anyways, any sport person in any time of their life, they want to perform their best always, right? It's not like, oh, we will go to the ground, I will get out on zero, I will not take any wickets, and any batsman would come and they will just hit me for whatever they want. We as sportsmen, we are always very competitive. We want to give our best. We want to give the best to the team, right? But what if he is not even working on his cricket specific performance and he just wants to look good? That is not going to be very relevant to his fitness goals. Okay, guys. So I hope I've spent a lot of time in this. Then you need to understand that importance of the subject if I'm spending more time on. Let's read one. Relevant goals are those that pertain to you and are tailored towards your life, your health, and your fitness. Okay, my fitness needs can be very different from what yours are. Okay, if you are dealing with hypertension or let's say pre-diabetes, okay, focusing on a very specific weekly aerobic exercise goal is more relevant than trying to reach a 30-inch vertical jump. Okay, whereas if someone is a basketball player, right, for them working on their vertical jump is more important, right? So this is a relevant specific goal. Okay, any questions with relevance, guys? Relevant? No question. Okay. Now the goal we have reached to the final leg, guys. It means the goal should be time bound. Okay, there is no hard and fast rule, to be honest, what should be a time period. Okay, but generally, according to the studies, it has been seen if a goal is roughly around 1 to 3 months, it seems like a achievable goal inside the head of people. Okay, for example, let's say Deepak comes to me, okay, and Deepak has X amount of weight. Okay, now he comes to me and he knows the SMART principle. He makes a very specific, measurable, attainable, and these goals. Okay, and I tell him, okay, Deepak, probably we need to lose 40 kgs of weight, and we are going to take almost an year. Now, no matter how motivated a person is, there is a huge chance that they would not be able to sync with it, right? It is going to take 1 year. Like 1 year, it is going to take me to achieve this goal. It just becomes too much on their head. It's like, okay, we still have 1 year. Probably if I slack for 1 day, if I slack for 2 days, it will be okay, right? That might come into the picture. So whenever we make goals for you guys, understand there is a macro goal. Macro goal is what? Which is the bigger goal. Let's say Poonam comes to me and says she wants to get fit. Probably getting fit is her end goal, okay? Macro goal. But what in a macro goal? How would you get fit? Let's say I took her test. I found out that she has less mobility. She doesn't share very good relationship with food, or she has very low stamina and she can't do squat, okay? Then I'll pick 1 or 2 goals. I'll make a cycle around it. I'll tell Poonam, okay, first month we are going to just work on. But you have to get out of the temptation of achieving everything at once, okay? So we have to make the goal time bound, and the time should be 1 to 3 months for any specific goal. Okay, now goal to lose 10 pounds, that's roughly around 4.5 kgs in 3 months, for example, gives you a motivation window within which attaining your goal is reasonable. Okay, and what if you guys come up with a goal of 20 kgs in 3 months? What is going to happen? You're going to be frustrated with. Okay, then but again, unlike we studied here, right, what was it? Attainable, measurable, attainable, right? That attainable goals should still push you. Okay, same with time bound. If you have no sense of urgency, okay, or due date for your goal, it's far too easy to just start on Monday and continue procrastinating. Why do people Abibi, a lot of you might be like, okay, it's 28th today. We will start from the 1st. Now, there is nothing wrong with it. You are highly motivated. We can channelize it. Okay, that's the whole purpose of this webinar. But then let's say you did well everything for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay, and then there comes a time when you had to eat outside. Okay, then you are like, oh, I had a meal outside. I missed my workout. Then from now I'll see you on directly Monday. Okay, now this becomes a problem. Why? Because there is no urgency in your goal. How do you create urgency? By making it time bound. Can you guys see me as well, or just the presentation is visible?
We can see both.
Okay, perfect, guys. So, any questions, guys, till here? Seems like I make you guys understand really well. I'll take it in a positive. So, because you guys are not speaking, then let's understand this by an example. I'll take a random name, otherwise you can volunteer, okay? Let's say Andrew wants to look good next year currently is overweight. Okay, there is a client who comes to me and says, okay, I want to look good till the next year, so we have good 1 year, but I am currently overweight. How would you guys use these principles to, let's say, channelize his goals? Okay, this is a case study, guys. Nothing specific, no wrong answers. There are no wrong answers. You just have to understand it so that you can imbibe inside. Okay, so anyone who would like to make a specific goal for Andrew, it can be anything. You can't go wrong. Trust me when I say.
A small low amount of body fat percent.
But Mizanur, how is that specific? The goal should be
Because you're aiming
specific.
for- So let's say his maintenance expenditure 1,000.
Good.
So we start first 3 months 1,000.
Super.
Next quarter 1,000.
Good.
Third quarter.
Good. But that is mostly my part, okay? Andrew has to first understand how he himself has to make his goal specific, okay? I will make him understand, okay, Andrew, let's say we come up with a conclusion, ki, okay, he says, I want to look good, I want to lose weight, I want to build muscle, okay, I want to do this. I'll make it specific, okay? Let's say he comes to me and I say, okay, let's create one goal for ourselves. That is, if we want to look good, we want to lose weight, but we want to lose weight in a sustainable, okay, so that you have a bright, nice smile as well, like this guy. Okay. Now I tell him, ki, okay, let's say you are currently overweight by 15 kgs, for example, or let's take a better example that your body fat is roughly 10% more than what it should be. Then I'll tell him, ki, okay, in order to lose, let's say 10% body fat, we need to go on a caloric deficit of 200. Now, I am being very precise here, specific here. Ki, okay, caloric deficit of 200. I have a goal. Let's say in the next 3 months, I want to drop 4 to 5% of body fat. Now, you see numbers coming in. Now, he also has a specific attention. I also have a specific goal to play around. Okay. Now, anyone would like to pitch in how to make the goal, what is it? Specific, measurable. How can we measure? So, specific and measure are generally same. Okay. How much we have discussed already. So, let's go to attainable. Okay. What if he comes to me and says ki in the next 3 months I want to lose 25 kg? Will that be okay, guys?
Nope, not at all.
No, right? Then what would you guys tell him? Okay, tell me.
Aim for maybe kilos.
Super. So the whole point is we have to make it attainable. Okay. We are almost about to end. Who is coming? Neha, you are lovely. You're coming at the end of the. No worries. So let's relevant we have talked about. No, relevant. Now if Andrew comes to me and says, okay, I have a nice corporate job which requires me to be on the laptop for 10 hours in a day. I earn a very nice salary. I have 2 kids and those 2 kids are very young. Okay. They don't let me sleep properly. Okay. How, and I want to make 6-pack abs in the next 2 months. Do you guys think it sounds relevant? I know the temptation is to say yes, huh?
His 6-pack.
No. A lot of you might be saying oh no, we can do it, huh?
No.
Okay, wonderful. Now, if let's say Barbara comes to me and she wants to run a marathon. Okay. Now she comes to me and says, I want to run a marathon next year. Okay. Does this sound time bound? Like next year when? Like next year, what do you want to run? What is the marathon going to be like? What terrain are you going to run? Okay. So do you guys think this is a time bound goal?
No, it's open-ended.
Apart from Mizanur, can anyone make a time bound goal for Barbara? Let's say she wants to run a 40 kilometers marathon. How would you make it time bound? And she can just run 2 kilometers current. Not a test, guys. Come on. Super. Saurabh ji, perfect. So you've understood here, guys, right? Now I'll stop sharing the screen so that I can see your lovely face. Oh, I can see Taral, I can see Poonam, I can Saurabh ji, and where is everyone else? Mizanur, lovely. I love your campus here. Sneha, you're outside, Sneha. Sneha, you are on mute, but you have my heart if you are outside and attending. Very good, Sneha. Deepak. Okay, guys, any doubts with this? No doubts, guys. Now, if you guys don't have any doubts, there is a homework for you guys. Okay. Now, as I promised, in 2025, because I am your nutrition and fitness coach, I want you guys to keep these 5 points in the mind. Take out 5 to 10 minutes. Just write down 5 lines. Okay. Trust me when I say this, you can't go wrong, because whatever understanding you had before this webinar, it is always going to change. Now you know a little better, right? That is what most important. Just write down what do you guys want to achieve in 2025. Last year, I'll tell you guys an interesting story. I don't see a lot of old clients now, but old clients, I asked them, I did not take this webinar. I asked them, what do you guys want to become? So someone sent me Hrithik Roshan's prime condition Krish photo. Okay. Someone sent me any Victoria's Secret, very nice, a 23-inch waisted model. Okay. Now there is nothing wrong, guys, right? But my whole purpose of taking this webinar and entering into 2025 as a better person who has a command over their fitness and nutrition to make you guys understand that you have a very specific life, guys, right? If you are married, if you have kids, right? If you have a very hectic corporate job, you have a very specific goal. If you have a neck pain, first deal with it, right? Don't go for six pack and reducing body weight. Of course, reducing body weight is extremely important. Developing nice six pack abs is extremely important. It gives you a lot of boost. But if you have had problem here, if you are a mother who cooks a lot, work on this. But all of this is not visible. Okay, you have to thoda sa broaden your horizon about fitness. Enter with this mindset. Now write down a goal which should be specific. Okay, and have a lot of all the five components. If you guys want me to write it down, what was the SMART acronym? Otherwise, just Google. Okay, and write down this goal and submit it to me today itself. Okay, you are just 10-15 people. If you have taken this much amount of time on your busy schedule, I remember sometimes Poonam is so busy she can't even attend my calls. And if she is here for 40-45 minutes, and a lot of you all are working professionals. So I believe that you guys want to change in 2025. There's something that you guys want. You guys want to become a better person who shares a better relationship with food and nutrition. So just write it down. Please don't postpone it for tomorrow. Submit it to me. I will go through it. On the next call, we are going to thoroughly talk about. I am going to spend more time into looking at each one of you's goal, and I will give my best. That's my promise, that to help you attain your goal. Okay, but you guys have to be informed how to make goals at the first. You guys make a goal that I want to become a Victoria's Secret model or probably Hrithik Roshan. I am going to help you out, but फिर उतना effort भी डालना पड़ेगा, है ना? फिर then if I am investing so much energy in you, then you also will have to put in that much amount of effort. Okay, now let's just close the eyes and we are going to say 4-5 lines, okay, right? And we are going to try our best into becoming a better person. We don't have a specific goal in mind, but then we are going to say these 4-5 lines. Close the eyes and close the eyes, guys. No cheating. I can see all of you. Just take a deep breath. Just relax yourself. Let the knowledge internalize and just take a deep breath. Inhale with a nice long exhale. One more time. A good inhale. Exhale out complete. Now repeat after me. I pledge, even if you are on, just listen to yourself while again. I pledge to achieve my goal. I pledge to achieve my goal in 2025. And no matter how difficult it, I will not. Okay, one more. I pledge to achieve my goal in 2025. And no matter how difficult it gets, I will not. Okay, now you can gently open your eyes, guys. That's it from my side. Okay, now I just have one work for you guys. Just write down the goal. Okay, write down these lines, make a wallpaper. Okay, so if you guys have a nice picture of your partners, just put those lines with it. Okay, make your wallpaper. Okay, I'm not asking you guys to remove your part, otherwise I'll get a bashing. Okay, just write down these 5 lines. Okay, keep it with you. If you can't write it down on your phone, just write it down on a paper. Okay, and those 5 lines, whatever your goal is, and I promise we'll achieve.